Boys,
Morning, how's it going?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good.
Good stuff. You guys taking anything?
No, not me.
All right. Let's break down some pairs, shall we? All right. You guys ready for the weekend?
Yep.
All right. Let's see. All right. You guys want to go gold or GJ first?
Let's do gold.
Gold?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So with gold, actually, let me close this door. I'll be right back. All right. So gold, a little bit on the fundamental side, but before we get to that, let's just check out this move up here that we broke down yesterday. We were in this bullish channel, right? Fears of inflation, geopolitical issues coming all the way right back up into this area right over here. And if you extend this left, you have this previous support rejection area over here. Very critical area. You got a resistance over here. Price obviously faked this area out a couple of times, but for the most part, this did serve as our resistance. And then over here, price came all the way right back up to 1910, formed a resistance, and then we got some positive stuff coming out of the US. Got that positive ISM, manufacturing and services PMI with this move right here. You had the negative NFP, which basically spiked price right back up, forming support. I honestly thought, because I'm bullish on gold, I honestly thought that this was going to be our support, just like this move right over here, where we came down, grabbed liquidity, and then just started to head up from there. But we ended up forming resistance over here, and then more positives coming out of the U.S., right? You got less fears of inflation. You have talks about the central bank increasing interest rates twice by 2023. They thought they were only going to do it once by 2024. So that's a huge surprise. I did not think that we were going to get, I don't think many people thought that Powell and all of them were actually going to start caving on the fact that inflation could be more than transitory. It could be more than just a temporary thing. So they're now acknowledging that. So now they're talking about increasing interest rates to fight that inflation. And that's where you see this move all the way coming down, all the way right back down to the 1700s. We're down in 1770 right now. So we are holding support in this previous order block over here to the left. Right here. So price is now kind of retesting that area, but we're kind of stuck in here. So let's see what we're doing over here on the 4 hour. Actually, let's look at the higher time frames. So the current monthly candle, very bearish, right? Extremely bearish, just like over here, right? Where we came up, grabbed liquidity before we had that market recovery in the US after the 2008 market crash. So now we're doing something very similar. So are we coming all the way right back down here? Is this a sign of further recovery in the US right now and global recovery? Or is this just kind of a retracement for price to maybe retrace a little bit towards the end of the month? We end up closing over here with a wick down here, and then all of a sudden we form support, grab liquidity, and then continue right back up with more fears of inflation coming in. Now, if you guys notice that lumber and some of these things that we were looking at for inflation, they're starting to calm down. The prices are starting to calm down on lumber. And I think what was going on was everyone coming back into the market, people building houses. It was just causing that transitory inflation. But I do think inflation as a whole is going to be here and it's going to stay just because of the fact that they've been printing so much money and there's so much more money in the current economic cycle right now. So that's going to cause a longer term inflation. But I think some of those prices, those coming down, are what is basically calming down the market right now. And people thinking that, okay, maybe it is transitory and now it's starting to come down. So again, if it isn't transitory and they start to see inflation start to stack up more and more and more, this is going to retrace a little bit and you're going to see gold continue right back up to retest these highs. but a lot needs to happen for that to happen. So again, looking at the weekly, current weekly candle, extremely bearish over here after breaking the current channel that we were in since the beginning of April. Actually, the end of March over here, beginning of Q2. That's when we retested 1680 and we continued bullish over here. You guys with me so far?
Yep.
All right, cool. So now we are in this area again, and now we're forming this bottom wick over here on the weekly, right? We're retracing a little bit, forming a support of this previous order block in here. Looking at the 4-hour candles. This current 4-hour candle is getting a little weaker, right? We got this bearish move. We got this. We grabbed part of this move yesterday, but we got this resistance forming over here. You got a little bit of a fake out and price continuing all the way down. And now we form this low. Are we forming a high up here? Are we forming a resistance right up here? And are we going to come right back down to retest these lows? This candle looks a little bit weaker. Is this candle right here on the 4-hour? Is this going to reject this previous area over here to the left? What's up, Carlos?
Good morning. How you doing?
Morning, man. Just in the middle of breaking gold down. So we have two clean moves right over here to the left. So if we start to form resistance over here, we could possibly catch this move all the way right back down. Right? There's nothing telling me that gold is going to reverse and continue bullish. All the fundamentals point to bearish signs right now. So looking at the 4-hour over here, or the 1-hour over here, we are forming this resistance. Now, what I would want is for a clean close below this support over here. Right? We're holding this support. You got a clean move to the left. I think a better sign for sells would be below this area over here, but you could definitely catch it from up here. But what I would want is some kind of a retest on the lower time frames of this support for price to continue right back down. You have about 70 pips in here that you could catch on the way down to this area to continue right back down. But we'll see if the 4-hour flips, and that'll tell us if the next 4-hour comes up, creates a top wick, and then passes the low of this candle right here. That'll be a good sign for price to continue down. But again, like I said, on the lower time frames, I want to see a retest right over here, or at least a top wick that retests this area to then continue right back down. Looking at the 30-minute. Let's see if this support holds or we break below it again. Same exact thing. I think safer sells are going to be below this support over here, but we shall see what we get. Right now, if you look, since our little drop over here on the 30-minute, I just want to see. Yeah, see, we broke our trend right over here, the support of that trend line or that channel per se. We consolidated a little bit, and then we got that FOMC statement over here where they were talking about increasing interest rates. So we got this drop, liquidity grab right up here, and then we came right back down, right? So since this drop, we've just been basically bearish over here and respecting this bearish trend. And then all of a sudden you see this support formed. You see this low higher than this low over here. So all of a sudden now we're starting to reverse that bearish trend and we are starting to come up. So what you want to do is take a look at this trend over here and keep an eye on the fact that we are respecting this trend, printing higher lows, higher highs, right? Kind of consolidating, grabbing orders, and then continuing up. Grabbing orders, continuing up, right? So now that you see that, maybe it is safer to take sells once we break this low. Until there, it's all buys. But we need price to close above this area over here. Just like my zones neater. So that's a previous resistance over here. So you may want to wait for a consolidation for price to break up. And then if we do get a close below this area, wait for probably price to close below this area for a safe sell, being that this is Friday, so you want to be safer. But if you do get a clean break and retest and candles closing in your direction, bearish wise, then you could possibly take it from here. So, any of you guys have that problem where you keep your thumb on the space bar and it just toggles through all the pairs? So anyway, what you have over here too is a resistance over here. Price closed above it, looking like it was going to continue up, and then we got that heavy rejection right back into that zone. So now we're just kind of ranging over here. Looking at the 15-minute, again, just messy price action. On the 5-minute, just kind of consolidating like we were over here until we get some volume. See, what happened was we consolidated towards the end of the Asian session last night, and then all the way into pre-London, and then you get that London volume to push us right out. Right now we're in London session, pre-New York, and then all of a sudden what you could get is during New York session, New York Open around 8 o'clock, 7:45, a nice volume push. Or we could consolidate over here, retest this area, and then continue right back up during New York Stock Exchange Open at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's what we're looking at on gold. Again, either you wait for that consolidation, retest of this area, support formed, just like over here, and then we continue right back up. Or you get a clean break and retest right over here, and candles closing in your direction. Actually, what we could do is it could happen over here. We could consolidate over here. We break this support. We retest this area, and then we continue right back down. Right? Or you disregard this area over here, and you wait for this move right here. Below support. Because we are in a bullish trend so far. Since the 17th, just since yesterday, when we formed that support, and then we started continuing bullish. Make sense?
Yep.
So now you know what to wait for. Now you have a plan, right? That's the most important part. You want to plan when you go into your trading session, and then when you see a trade, you see your setup, that's when you start to plan your exit strategy, where it's like, okay, if price says this, I'm going to close 50. If price comes back to my entry here, I'm going to be closing 50. Or if price comes all the way down to 10 pips, I'm securing 50%, I'm securing 80%, whatever is up to you. It's risk management is all you, all right? Whatever you're comfortable with. So that's all part of your strategy, and that's what I'm teaching you guys to do is build your own strategy, whatever makes sense to you. So we sit back and wait, and that's it. If you don't get any of those things, then you're not going to trade it. And it's that simple. You don't need to trade. We got plenty of moves on the way down this past week. I hope some of you guys caught this. But if not, and if you didn't catch it, look at all the different opportunities that you could have caught it. If you guys trade London, I don't think any of you guys do, but if you guys trade London, right, we got this low created. Price holds this resistance. It looks like we're going to create a resistance to continue right back down, but we found a support, and then we came right back above that resistance, but guess what? We closed right back in. So you could have entered on this candle right over here, anticipating price to fake out and continue at least down to the support, and then there's also a higher probability that price is going to break through that support. So that's a trade that you could have taken. This was a trade during pre-New York yesterday, which is what we got, that you could have taken as well. Actually, we didn't get this one. We got this move right over here. But you could journal all these moves, and that's how you're going to get better. That's how you're going to get more confident, is when you're journaling moves that you missed, and then just paying attention to some of these patterns. Like I was on a Zoom with Tiger yesterday, and I was pointing out something that he could be doing with his trading and with his journal. Is if you guys are on Trello, if you guys form a setups category right here, all the way to the right, just throw it over there, and you have a break and retest one, right? I was just using this as an example for him to do it, but you create a break and retest card. So now what you do is you go and you look at every single break and retest right over here, break and retest right here. You take this, take a little screenshot of it right here, and you throw it over here to your Trello card, the break and retest card, and you say, okay, gold, 30-minute, 6/17/21. Actually, was this the 17th? Yeah. 5:30 a.m. pre New York. And then we can write Thursday. All the details you can about that. And then you go ahead and you look for another break and retest, right? And you look for your setups and you just throw them into here. And then you got your fake outs, right? Here's a fake out. Gold, 1 hour, date, session. It's perfect break and retest what I was just pointing out to you guys. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
Awesome. So this is a good thing that you can go to this column right here before your trading session and look over all your setups. And that's all you're looking for in your trading session. And if you don't find it, you're not taking anything. You're just watching things play out if you don't get your setup. Because a lot of people get that tendency where, you don't have that setup yet in your trading plan where you've seen it enough times for you to actually put money on it. And you just see it in the trading market and you just feel the need to take it. And you're just taking every single setup there where you think you're going to grab a trade. That's not following a system, and that's never going to get you any kind of success. There's different levels. You think of yourself as a character in a video game where you're leveling him up. It's like an RPG video game, and you're adding setups to his arsenal. So you start off with 1 or 2 setups, and then all of a sudden when you start to see another setup 4 or 5 times, you can now add that into your arsenal once you take it, and you can add that into your trading plan. But first, you want to master these setups and want to see them enough times. And how do you do that? You use that simulator to grab that experience, a little bit more experience than most people get in the amount of time that you've been trading. All right. So that's about it with gold. We have our plan. Now let's look at GJ. So GJ over here, we had our consolidation, right? We've been respecting this bullish trend since December, right? Just pushing up, creating higher lows, higher highs, creating highs, consolidating, or creating a support to continue up and create a high to retest this high, but create a new high. Then we come down, consolidate a little bit, and then we continue right back up to retest the previous high, right? Then we create a new high, we consolidate a little bit, and we come right back up to create a new high. Now 156, very significant level. We're just consolidating over here. I said this when we came up and created this high up here, right? In the beginning of the week, I was saying we're probably just going to consolidate in here just like we did over here until we get that fundamental catalyst. After this candle printed right here, I thought we were heading up because this is a bullish big belt. So normally when you get these with a strong bullish candle, price continues right back up. But that bullish big belt over here came all the way up past the high of that candle and then flipped bearish, right? We're getting some strength out of Japan. Same thing with the dollar, 2 safe haven currencies right now. So we're getting strength out of Japan. And I think their monetary policy statement is today. Let's see. Bank of Japan, yep, press conference. Monetary policy statement came out today. So, or last night at 11:30. So that could be the further drop. This is probably a very good article to read if you trade GJ, and we'll take a look at this soon. Look, the Bank of Japan and UK retail sales put the yen and the pound in focus. So let's read this together after we break down the pair technically. All right. So looking at this over here, strong weekly candle, strong weekly body candle over here, pushing all the way right back down below this previous support at 153,300. Right? So looking at the daily now, you had this consolidation. We broke that previous trend line over here, right? With a clean candle coming all the way down here, and then we rejected this previous resistance and previous support, right? This candle came up, created a top wick, and then pushed all the way right back down here. Now we have a clean candle to the left on the daily. So let's look at this on the 4 hour. The 4 hour, clean move to the left, right? You could possibly grab a move all the way down into here, and we can mirror this move. So right now we're retracing. Looking at the one hour right over here. Again, respecting this bearish trend since breaking the trend line, right? So now we're holding this resistance, and we'll see if we're going to get a possible move over here. So now price held resistance. This is a significant area. Right over here. Looks like price is pushing down. We grab liquidity, and this candle's respecting this area. This is a doji candle. Ended up coming all the way down here, rejecting this area, and then flipping bullish. Created like a bullish doji candle. This candle flipped up, and then now it's flipping bearish. But I want this candle to close bearish because we could easily come all the way down here and reject this area again, and then flip bullish again. Right, so we need this area to hold. Let's look at the 15-minute. 15-minute, you have this support over here, previous resistance. So what I think you're going to get is either safe sells below this area or even safer sells below this area right over here to take price right back down to the support and the low that we created. Perfect break, low created, and a retest right over here. But we need some more confirmations for price to come down. Now you could take this right over here after this bearish candle closed, and then you got this bearish candle passing the low of that candle right here. But I don't think we have enough volume right now, and enough things telling us that price is going to continue down. It's Friday, so I'm not trying to rush into any trade. But you could risk a low percentage over here and then take this down. But again, you just want to be careful. To the 5-minute. I like how the 5-minute created a lower high, right? We're just pushing down. We're probably going to retest this area. Let's see what we get at 7 o'clock, because now I'm starting to like this resistance over here. Problem is I was just breaking the chart down, so you don't want to jump into a trade right away just because you get enticed by something. But we do have a lower high right over here, which is good. I'm gonna wait for that 7 o'clock volume. I want this 1 hour candle to close and the top wick formed over here, and then that candle flipping bearish could tell us that price is going to continue down. How much room do we have right here? Wow. Yeah, we could grab a nice 50 pip move. Come right back down. Just breakdown on GJ makes sense?
Yeah.
You guys are following?
Yeah. Yep.
Awesome. Now, how'd you guys do this week?
Yeah, I did good. But me?
David, you did good? That work's paying off?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Now it is like I
Always
I
does.
feel like really confidence. I just feel like, bro, it's like I don't know where I'm gonna just fly. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like everything's going so perfect. Like I see
Oh,
the
yeah,
hard work paying off.
Dude, I've been telling you, and you put the confidence in. And I was talking to James last night, and we ended our call last night, James Murray, and I was like, dude, I just want you to know, because we were talking about people that make like a ton of money in trading, and I was just like, dude, I want you to know that you're gonna get there. It's only a matter of time for you because you're putting the work in. You, Matei, I was mentioning you, David, like some dudes in here are really putting work in and making sure that they are going to succeed in this. And, I couldn't be more proud of you. You're seeing the work pay off. Now, the only thing is right now, you want to make sure that you're not going to get overconfident because you know what happens when you get overconfident.
Yes.
It kills you just as bad as fear does by not entering. When you get overconfident, you start risking more. Don't be that guy. You gradually risk more. It's not about the money right now. The money's going to come. You just build the skill. That's it.
Yeah.
Just focus on the skill. Put your head down, horse blinders on, and that's it.
It's like
Just focus on your work.
it's like yesterday, like I told you, like I got stopped out, but like I wasn't even mad. Like I was smiling. I was like, that's crazy because like for like one more pip, I would have get all of this, but like I was writing the move. I was just not writing my entry. So all I gotta do is just go look over it and see where I could get a better entry.
Exactly.
And that's it. And it was game over. If I would have had a good entry, I would have had all that.
Yeah, man. And it's completely fine. You take a loss. It's like, all right, I just learned
learning
something.
lesson. I learned from that.
Just because you take a loss, that doesn't mean it's bad. That means you just gained experience. That means you just saw something that you haven't seen before, or maybe you saw it again where you wanted to see something again before you either entered or you had to experience it one more time and add that into your arsenal and add that into your memory of like, okay, that had to happen again. It's not going to happen again. Maybe it was a stupid trade or a trade that you just it's your setup. It's the setup that you're used to and you're waiting for it, and that's it. And you just ended up maybe you could go back and look at it and say, okay, I could have managed risk a little bit differently. I could have closed here. I could have done this, right? I could have had a different plan for my exit strategy. And that's what you put in your journal. And that's where you go over time and time again, where you should be in your daily must from the mental foundation part. You should be writing this into your AARs and your daily musts of different things that you need to do every single day. So review 5 different previous trades that you took, right? Per day. Just go back into your journal and look over 5 random trades over here. So this is a 24 pip gain on gold. Let's read through it. Let's look at the screenshots, right? And I could look at this whole thing, read through this, and remember exactly what I was doing on this trade and why I took it.
Yes.
And that's what you want with your journal.
I be doing that a lot too. Like the last 2 months, I be going to my old trades, and I used to be reviewing them at work whenever I have free time, everywhere. It's like the best thing to do,
Yeah, man. It's training your eyes, and when it comes to, let's say, being a professional athlete, let's say you're a lineman in football, right? So what are the 2 things that you really want to focus on training? You want to focus on training your legs. You want strong legs, and then you want a strong bench press because you're blocking people, right? So when it comes to trading, what are the 2 things that you want to train heavily? You want to train your eyes.
Yeah.
Actually, the one thing you really want to train is your eyes and your discipline. Just, again, think of yourself as a major business owner or a professional athlete in this. If you just look at yourself as like, oh, I just want to make a ton of money, it's not going to work out, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's not going to work out. You want to fall in love with this. You want to build the skill.
Yeah, man.
So it looks like 7 o'clock. We're getting exactly what we want right now. We're getting that top wick formed, right? And this is why we didn't just jump into this trade over here. So we're getting that top wick formed. It's exactly what we want. We want the second half of the candle, second half of the 15-minute candle, maybe around 7:07, 7:08. This candle flipping. Maybe it's flipping already. Will we get like another retest of this trend line over here? So at 7 o'clock, this candle ended up flipping bullish at the last second. Yeah, so let's keep an eye on that. Wow, so we broke our trend line over here on EJ. Who trades EJ? Does Gafoor, do you trade EJ?
DJ.
GJ?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I haven't been paying much attention to EJ. Not a fan of it. It's best to just stick to 2 pairs, master those, and move from there. So again, still consolidating over here on gold, and we're waiting for some decent bearish price action over here on GJ. But in the meantime, let's take a look at this article and see what they're saying about the Bank of Japan. Relatively quiet day on the economic calendar with the pound back at sub 140. Again, with the dollar, retail sales figures will need to impress to prevent other downsides. So retail sales came out for the pound, not so hot this week. Yeah, retail sales came out negative 1.4%. So that's obviously not good for retail sales. So that's probably why we came down. See, that came in around 2 o'clock. So that's why we get that further push, right? Further bearish push. And now starting to retrace a little bit to continue right back down, I believe. Unless we get a close above this area, it's all sells.
Hey, Stefano, I got a question.
What's up, brother?
So, because every time when I look at the Forex Factory for, news, and I see where it says, like, what does it mean when it's like, when it be like more hawkish?
Hawkish is basically another word of saying bullish.
Cool. That's what I was assuming.
Hawkish and dovish. It's bullish and bearish. Or
Sweet.
it's positive and optimistic, or pessimistic and negative.
All right, sweet. Thank you.
Gotcha, man. So looks like over here, the 4 hour or the 1 hour over here, creating its top wick over here, and now it's starting to flip bearish. This candle's starting to flip bearish. I'd rather wait for price to pass the low of this candle to possibly enter early. But I am going to set up my magic keys over here. $7.05. Now remember on GJ, you normally get that volume around 7:45, 7:50, right before 8 o'clock. You get volume at 8:15. You get volume around 9 o'clock, 9:30. Obviously, stock exchange open. But I want to see something real quick. What you could do over here. Looking at the 1 minute over here. And this will help you guys out. So we were respecting this bullish trend, and now we're starting to break it, right? But I think safer sells are going to be below this area. We just closed bullish on the 5-minute again. Next 5-minute came down, grabbed liquidity to head up, but these are weak candles. So we could be forming some kind of a resistance in this key area right here. So this is a key area. I see this wick coming down into this area, a couple wicks coming down, these wicks touching into this area. So we could be forming these candles. These are weak body candles on the 5-minute where we could form a resistance and then continue right back down to retest this wick. You see why trend lines make sense? Maybe not.
I'm definitely starting to see like the difference. Like when you add in trend lines, I could like I guess you could see more things clearer.
Yeah. Yeah, and listen, it's not your main confluence either. These are your main confluences: support and resistance and the supply and demand of the pair, right? That's the main thing you want to look at along with fundamentals. But to understand the way price is moving and the trends that it's following, it's good to keep this on here just to keep a good idea of the trend that price is in. So it gives you an idea of like if price breaks this resistance over here, it's also breaking the bearish trend that it's been in, right? So that tells you that, all right, we have some safe buys. If we get a retest of that trend line, a retest of this support, we could continue price right back up. But right over here, we were just coming right back up to retest this previous support, now a resistance. With this move right over here, now we're printing a lower high right over here. And now with this bearish candle, we just broke this minor bullish trend. So now, again, we're probably coming up into this area to grab liquidity before heading right back down and retest this wick, close below this support, and then you get a nice clean candle that we could catch. Again, we got about 50 pips. If we get some bearish momentum, we got about 50 pips that we could grab today to retest these lows on a Friday. Gold, not so much. Oh, gold, we could be closing below this area, right? Looks like we're rejecting a little bit. But again, ever since breaking this bearish trend, we've been in this bullish trend. So you may have safer sells below the support over here, this nearest support. But what you could do is wait for that retest, price closing in your direction, right? Right over here, and then you could take this down. But just be aware, you're in a bullish trend right now, even though on the higher time frames, you are bearish. And like I said, this 4-hour candle, it's starting to flip bearish. So if you get a top wick formed over here and then a pass of the low of this bearish candle, you could grab this move all the way down. And you got about 200 pips back down to the support. What's up, Gary? Let's see if that mic is fixed. No? All right. So still bullish over here on the 5-minute. See if these candles start turning. It's not working.
Hello.
Oh well. We're starting to reject this area. This could be a possible move around 7:15. This 15-minute candle flips bearish in the second half. What was I saying? 7:08, 7:10. This candle starts to flip bearish.
Yeah.
This could be our move. Use dynamic risk. I want to close over here on the 5 minute below this support. Again, it's Friday, so you want to be a little bit more careful, but you could get a nice sell-off on a Friday. All right. But the reason I'm waiting for something like that is because we got this higher low right over here. So we're kind of just like ranging here. We got higher lows and then lower lows. What Gary, what mic are you using? Is it the one that's attached to your computer? Ah, damn. It's going to be a good session for you guys to go back and rewatch just to see how you basically break down pairs and formulate a plan for your trading day, for your trading session. I'm going to got 2 minutes left for this 5 minute to close. In the meantime, let's take a screenshot.
Are you gonna wait for it to close below 153 to enter?
153. Depends. I'm looking at dynamic risk right now. Just because I'm trading this based on the 1 hour, even though the lower time frames is what I'm looking at and where I'm actually entering. This trade is based on the 1 hour and how the 1 hour is flipping bearish. This is exactly what I said was going to happen, where we create this top wick, then it flips bearish, and then we could get that volume push around like 7:15, 7:30 to fill this wick and continue right back down. But we do have a couple of pit stops on the 30 minute right over here, this previous rejection area. But we do have a wick that we could fill and then continue right back down.
So should we wait for it to like close below that?
It's really up to you. I would honestly wait for, on a Friday, wait for the safe entries. I'll point that 1 second. This 4 hour candle is strong, but we're rejecting this area with this wick. So this candle's flipping bearish. 15 minute. Passing the low. I've seen this set up many times. I pointed this out yesterday. Once we pass the low of this candle right over here, that could be a good sell for your first percentage right over here. And then once we break below this area, you could scale in with another percentage to bring it to 2% risk. Right? But again, we get this strong bearish candle with a wick to fill. This candle retests that area with a weak body. And then this candle passes the low of that candle. It's going to fill that wick and continue down. It's exactly what happened on gold yesterday. Happens on GJ all the time. And just go through your pair and take multiple screenshots. Let's see the 15 minute. 7:16, new 15-minute candle. I like that it's not passing the low right away. It's grabbing liquidity, forming a top wick, small top wick. And then real quick, you could look at gold. Gold holding that support. But gold on the 1 hour. This is the setup I'm looking for on the 15-minute on GJ. This top wick forms, and then we pass the low, and then we just drop. See, we get a strong bearish candle, weak bullish candle retesting, and then we pass the low of that candle. On MT4 on PC, how do I move the current candle more center of the page? What, like right over here instead of being over here? You hit this button right over here, this arrow. Did that work? So do you guys see why I haven't entered this yet, and how we're printing these higher lows, right? Looks like we're forming support over here, but if we break that candle, we should be coming down. You can honestly have a tighter stop loss too, if that does happen.
Yo, Stefan, I have a question.
Let's go, baby.
Do you know like any like good like monitors, like computers?
Yes, I'm looking at one, but it's out of stock right now. It's that curved 49-inch monitor.
Cause I'm trying to get one now. Cause since I already I'm saving up. I'm saving up for that,
Okay.
and I think I kind of got the money, but I wanna know like a good one, you know, for
Yeah,
trading.
let's look at some of those once we finish our trades and we're kind of relaxing for the day. We'll take a look at some monitors.
Yeah, cause I'm trying to upgrade.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you
I
want a
mean,
4K monitor? You want to save up for one? It's not worth getting a regular monitor. There we go. Just enter 1% right over here, and then I'm probably going to enter another one once we close below the support over here. Anybody else taking this?
got to get.
Awesome. I'm looking for a price to come all the way down here. So this candle right now is flipping bullish. But let's see if it respects this area right here. We should be respecting that area and then continuing down, but we'll see.
Yeah.
722. Oh, got something in the chat. Widescreen style. Yeah, definitely definitely a 4K monitor. Let's see, our price respected this area. Gold still just ranging in here. So this is a tricky trade. You want to wait for, if any of you guys are waiting for a safe move, you want to wait for a close below this support over here. It's what, there's a reason I only enter 1%. Oh, and you guys are going to want to check this out too. I didn't put a thumbnail on it yet, but show content. You guys want to watch this risk management part 2. It's a back testing session between Sharma and I on how to manage risk in a trade. The first part that we did right over here is all the psychology of risk management, but over here is just us showing basically how to manage risk. It's going to be a big help for you guys. It's about 40 minutes long. See if I got any views. Two views. Chris, what's up, buddy? I don't know if you could talk. How you doing? A couple of us are in GJ right now. I only risk 1% over here. And once we close below this support right over here, I'll probably be scaling in with another percentage. But this is a setup we look for all the time where we get, you know, lower highs over here. We get the retest, and then we get a strong bearish candle with a wick to fill. This weak candle retesting this area up here, and then we get that pass to the low of that candle right over there. So now it's kind of ranging a little bit, so it's a little tricky right now. This was a riskier entry, risky sales, high risk, high reward, and then these will be safer sells right below here. Had to hop on. Don't even feel right not being on the call. Yeah, man. Glad to have you in here. Okay, so now this candle's flipping bullish, which is not good. But again, it's still respecting this level. So that's where I'll be cutting some of my trade if we do close above this level. We could just range in here until we get some more volume on 730, 745, 750, and price just pushes down. But again, we have broken this bullish trend over here. So we're kind of just ranging, waiting for that drop. Let's get a little volume, GJ. Come on now. This is what we were going to look at right over here while we're waiting for this to play out. It was a quiet start to the day on the economic calendar this morning. The Japanese yen was in focus in the earlier hours with the Bank of Japan in action later this morning. It's starting to come up. For the Japanese yen, inflation figures were in focus this morning. In May, inflationary pressure returned with an annual core rate of inflation accelerating from negative 0.1 to 0.1, which was in line with forecasts. So that's obviously fine for the currency if it's in line with forecasts. Any kind of surprise when it comes to the forecast is where you see the movement. The annual rate of inflation picked up from negative 0.4% to 0.1%. Japanese yen moved upon release of its figures. Okay. Elsewhere at the same time, the Aussie dollar. Kiwi. Justin, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good, thanks.
Quite big on the economic front. There were a couple of us are in GJ cells right now. Not like in the 5-minute, the way it's retracing over here. But I am looking forward to respect this area to continue down. This candle closed with no top wick. How did the 15-minute close? Oh, there we go. So what I'm liking is this could be a 50-50 move. We could just hold this resistance. This is that resistance I was telling you about. So we could easily push down below here. Again, I'm looking to manage risk if we do close above this area. So there's no top wick on this candle, so there's no more momentum for it to continue up. But it could very well continue up, but it normally goes 50-50 with these candles. I want to see this resistance hold over here and price continue down. Safer sells, again, like I said, right below this area. Justin, you had a solid day on US 30 yesterday, huh?
Yeah, it was pretty good. After I started noticing things, I was like, well, how do I start reducing my losses? You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so I just started adding qualifiers to the trades, and so it seems to be working pretty good.
Qualifiers are super important. Those are your rules, you know?
Right, yeah.
So that's and you're just now coming up with this strategy. So the more rules that you can add into there, the better, you know, and things that you stick to moving forward when it comes to looking for your setups and trading them. So that's awesome.
Yeah, because it's like because I mean, after the trade or whatever, I mean, I don't even have a problem just watching it and not taking a trade, which
Yep.
is, before months ago, probably, I don't know how many months ago, I would be like, okay, I gotta I gotta try to make as much money as possible, and but for me right now, I'm just like, well, I'm good with just hanging back and not doing anything, and I'm comfortable with it, which is good because I wasn't always like that before.
I love hearing that. That's awesome, man. You're getting more and more comfortable with that strategy. Those of you guys, sorry about that.
No, I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Those of you guys just coming in, I highly recommend watching the YouTube replay of this session just so that you could get a quick breakdown of gold and GJ and in-depth analysis on both pairs, fundamentally and technically, so you understand why we're taking this move over here. Now, this was a riskier sell. We took this based on the setup that we got yesterday on gold. Same exact setup where you get this strong bearish candle, you get lower highs created, get this we did retest this area over here, previous support if you look to the left, but also we are breaking the bullish structure that we were respecting over here, pushing up. Now we're consolidating. Now we could very well continue bearish to retest these previous lows. But again, safer sells are going to be below the support and resistance to the left. I think we're just grabbing orders in here to continue down. But again, I highly recommend you guys watch this. No, neither of those. Never mind. Watch this risk management part 2 and part 1 if you guys haven't seen it yet. Sounds good, Gary. That would be good for you. A lot of little nuggets in there. There we go. Exiting that area. Perfect. If we move our stop loss down a little bit, that'll be good. We may have some issues in this area down here. Yep. Yeah, I'll probably scale in. If we get like a nice close below this area and a retest, we should be getting that volume pushing in to continue right back down to retest this wick over here and then continue right back down to support and the low previously created. But you see how we respected that area over here, what I was talking about? That's what you want to pay attention to. And that's why I didn't cut any losses. Like I had clear rules. If price closes above this area on the 5-minute, then I'm going to probably close a percentage. But it didn't. I knew that we were going to consolidate over here, grab orders after breaking the bullish trend and continuing down. So it depends on the setup over here. If we get a clean close and maybe a retest over here, I'll probably enter another one. Give me a nice 10 pip drop. Let's go. 1.5. Here we go. Closed half. Stop loss at entry. Risk free right now. Now I'm just waiting for this candle to close below. We get some sort of a retest over here, and then we continue right back down. Maybe I'll enter another one. David, you back? Guess he didn't come back yet. I'll be securing. Did this whole like trade and breakdown make sense to you guys? Before I know you were on, Carlos, right from the beginning.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Did you take this before?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, perfect. Good shit. Glad to hear it.
Yeah, I understood it. Like it made sense to me.
Good shit.
I guess visually I could tell, and also the way you broke it down, I could see how it played out.
It made sense.
Yes, sir.
Good shit. Gary, yeah, go back. What's it called? I'm gonna post the live session right after we're done this morning. I'll post it on YouTube and just speed it up. You could adjust the playback speed to like 1.5 or 2.0, and you could get through it quick. I did a whole fundamental and technical breakdown of the pairs. All right. 5-minute closed, 740. So this is where we start getting a little volume on GJ. I think we're going to get a little wick up here and then a further drop right down into this area.
Yo, what the fuck?
Yeah, you just got back?
Yeah, he's I
was trying to get your attention to secure profits.
No, I secured because I was on my phone. I was like, oh shit. And I got I got it in GU too. Almost like the same move.
How's that playing out?
Oh, nice. I think dropped the same time as I must send the picture right now.
Good shit. Yeah, Sunday breakdown. Gold still consolidating over here. Like I said, we're probably going to consolidate until New York Open. or maybe stock exchange open where we hold support over here, just like over here, and then continue right back up and kind of correct the move from the previous week.
Wait,
So we have a nice clean candle all the way down here on the 5 minute. So if anything, we should get a wick up here and then a further drop.
What's the reason that gold moves so much? I understand there's FOMC, but it moved it up, I think. Not all the way. I mean, it looked like it moved about 100 points.
Yeah, more than that. It was a much bigger, not bigger, but much more in-depth and surprising announcement by the FOMC, and that's what it was. You know, the fact that they're going to increase interest rates twice by 2023, so twice in the next year and a half, is a huge deal. You know, interest rates are the King Kong of fundamentals for the Forex market. So when they're saying that, and they're now starting to open their eyes to the fact that we're probably going to get some major inflation. Now that's a huge surprise. Most people thought that they weren't going to say anything. They weren't going to, it was still going to be a circle jerk again, where they just don't do anything basically when it comes to the rates or anything like that, because you got 7 members of the FOMC talking about, they only expect 1 rate hike by 2024. Now they're getting 2 by 2023. Them saying that, and then on top of them saying that, Powell gets in front of everyone. I don't know if you watched it, but you were picking your kids up. He was talking about the fact that he was just piggybacking off of what they were saying, and what everything they were doing, saying the economy is doing well right now. Labor market, all that stuff is doing pretty well. So that is what further just pushed gold down, and then you get a further correction. Not a correction, but a little retracement. This is GJ, but you got a further retracement over here. And then that was the London session, Asian session. Sellers cashed out, right? And then all of a sudden you get a further move. It actually mirrored this move right over here, basically. So now we're just kind of retracing over here, but are we going to hold 1770 as a support? Right over here and continue up, or are we going to continue right back down? Are we going to correct this whole move? That's the question. What we could be doing is coming all the way right back down to this trend line over here, holding support, and then continuing right back up. But it could also be, let's just keep checking on GJ over here. We want price to hold this resistance over here. Well, if we come right back into this range, I'll close another 50. But what I was saying with gold is it's very similar to the market recovery from the 2008 market crash. Take a look at these two series over here. You have this historical high created, correction, retest of the previous lows, and then we come right back up to retest these previous highs, and then we continue all the way back down with the market recovery. Same thing here. Historical highs, correction period, retest of previous lows, comes up to retest these highs, and then we continue right back down. So we're going to continue all the way down to 1680 and continue through with a market recovery, or are we going to get some major inflation in the U.S., hyperinflation, the market crashes, we form support, and then just continue right back up? We shall see. I like the setup on the 1 minute on GJ. This resistance right over here. Come up, tap it real quick, and then we just pass through. David. GU. Wow. On the 5 minute. Let's see the. Wow. Good shit, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Beautiful. You want to send me the higher time frames over here real quick.
Like which one?
Give me like the 15 and the 30.
Okay, the 15 minute was clean too. But my entry wasn't a 5 minute. Hold on, I'm sending it to you right now.
Awesome.
That 15-minute was cool.
Gary, honestly, I don't think I'm going to re-enter this just because it's Friday and I'm basically satisfied with what I put on this. So I think I'm just going to chill and just watch this play out. Unless I get so you entered over here, or you were up here with us. Okay. Maybe if the next candle around 8 o'clock forms a top wick, and then with us, awesome, love it. And then we pass the low of these candles over here. Maybe I'll re-enter, come right back down here. But I'm in no rush to re-enter. What is this? Nice. Big soccer guy? Oh. That's great. You excited? We got the NBA playoffs over here, so we're not paying attention to that. No, soccer's great. Never really
Got some
paid
NBA
attention.
fans.
What's up?
Got some NBA fans in here.
Hey, man, I'm a Knicks fan.
Ooh, sorry, man.
I know it was a tough. It was expected. We were playing on house money. We should not have even been in the playoffs technically. We were supposed to be in the lottery, so we're on the right track. We're doing all the right things. And honestly, they're on the same projection as the Jets right now. So I'm happy with both franchises in the future. This is the 15. Beautiful, beautiful. What you got right here? Again, same exact shit. Price coming up to retest, right?
Yep.
Previous resistance over here. You get that clean break right there. Beautiful. Good shit, dude.
Then 30 looks good too. 30-minute. You got so many rejections.
Yep.
Rejections.
Yep. Like I said, man, you're putting the work in. Couldn't be more proud of you. Just keep it going. Keep your head down. Don't let that, little compliment get to your head and all of a sudden you don't put as much work in because you think you've made it. That's where a lot of people start to fail. But I know you're not going to do that. So just keep up the good work. You're killing it. And I couldn't be more happy for you. So it's only the beginning, dude.
Yep.
You got a lot of people to prove wrong, remember?
Yeah, a lot of.
But most importantly, you get yourself to prove right.
Yep. Yeah.
That's number one.
Me first.
Yes, sir. Hey Justin, how's everything happening on the job front? Any good prospects?
Pretty good. I got a job yesterday.
Let's go.
Yeah.
We need the siren over here. We need the siren for the trade anyway. I told you would.
Yeah, it sucked because it was so long without a job for me.
Oh yeah, it's terrible. No one wants to be.
But I don't know. Maybe it was.
It was meant to be.
Yeah.
Told you. Yeah, that's for the job and the trade.
Thanks.
But so you're happy? You're happy with the the details and all that stuff? We don't have to get into it, but just want to make sure you're happy.
Yeah, definitely. I am.
Good shit. So guys, this is where we start to get some volume. 750. Right in this time period, you may see a sharp drop right now. I'm not gonna, count on that, but right now you normally get some heavy volume right before 7 o'clock, and then right before 8 o'clock, and then you want to secure profits before 8 o'clock because you could get a nice reverse. That normally happens with gold, but other pairs as well. You just want to be aware. All right, so while we're doing this, I'm going to just journal a couple things. Oh, those of you guys that weren't in here before, I was breaking something down for you before. I was on a Zoom with Tiger yesterday. We were doing our Zoom, and I was pointing out something that he could do and add into his daily practice. What you could do is go back into your pair, right? And look for your setups that you have in your trading plan. One could be a break and retest. One could be fake outs. Some could be breakout trades. But what you want to do is you want to journal. You want to create a card for your setup and then journal all the times that you see your setup happening. Perfect break, low created, retest, and price continues down to break that low. You add all the details. This was gold on the 30-minute candles, the date, the time, the day, the session, right? So this is super important for you to do so that you can just go through this column right here before your trading session and just look through it. Look through these setups and say, okay, this is what I'm looking for today, and it's the only thing I'm going to trade. It's a great practice for you. So I highly recommend you guys doing something similar to that. Now, GJ is playing around now. GJ respected this support over here. It's previous low created. Came right back up to the previous support. Again, we could find ourselves consolidating in here before dropping. Have you seen they do a digital version of Magic Keys now? Much more for really the actual Magic Keys, or it's a different company? That's interesting. A smart move on their part, but at the same time, like there's a lot of different companies out there doing the same thing. So your unique thing that you bring to the market is the fact that you have an actual hardware that you use to but that's interesting. I didn't know that.
I think it's a great idea just because, like for me, I would rather code my computer for certain keys to do the certain functions than have
This is something you were looking for.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
because I wasn't, not that I had a huge problem with the extra hardware, but I think it'd be a lot more convenient just to have your computer, not the extra thing. But I'm always moving my laptop around my house. That's kind of why,
True.
It's a lot more convenient if I could just program it to for a certain key to do a certain thing.
100%. And I think Gafour, you're going back to school for that, right?
Thought I missed what you said.
I was saying you're going back to school for coding, correct?
Yeah, it's I'm doing web dev right now.
Is it like a coding boot camp that you're doing, or is it like
Yeah, it's similar to a coding boot camp. So it's like for like a web developer.
what are you doing like full stack or
Yeah,
JavaScript or like
mainly like front end, so like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React.
okay.
Yeah.
Magic keys on screen. Wow. It's interesting. Come on, GJ, let's drop, shall we? Oh. I really think I broke my leg again.
You broke your leg?
Yeah, I had a stress fracture that I've had many issues with. When I was done playing football in college, I started like I started getting into MMA, boxing, um, mixed martial arts, jujitsu. I was doing all of that because I needed something to compete in when I was done with football. And I used to wrestle in college or in high school. So basically took that experience and brought that into MMA. And I was just training 3, 4, 5 times a day, whether it was lifting, jujitsu, boxing practice, like everything. And when you're overworking your body like that, you get stress fractures in your shins. And I got one, and I didn't know it was a stress fracture. I thought I messed up my ankle a little bit because it's my lower tibia. So I was practicing on it still for like 2 months and still working at it. Didn't even know it was broken. I was just kind of like favoring the leg and ended up getting like an X-ray and an MRI. And the doctor's like, this thing's broken. So I think I did like permanent damage to it because of that. And it just hasn't been right since, but I have been able to work around it. I've been, able to heal it. I got surgery on it. I did everything you possibly can. It just needs to be stronger. And I think when I was down in Key West, we were dancing on the sand during the wedding. Just a lot of walking around Key West with like flat shoes, like nice shoes, not like running shoes or anything like that, proper walking shoes. And I think I ended up messing it up a little bit. And when I got home, it's been in like shambles. Also, we missed our connecting flight in Miami, and we got off our connecting flight from Key West to Miami, and we were sprinting in the airport to our gate, and we literally just missed it. We were there on time, but they left without us. That's a whole nother story. Pretty pissed about it, but they ended up making up for it. They put us up in the hotel and everything, but yeah, I think that's really what did it, and it really messed it up. And now I'm like limping. It sucks. I can't do my deck of cards. Can't really work out. It's tough. I got to work around it. I just need to rest it for a couple of days, and then I could be back to what I was doing.
Are you doing like any sort of physio or anything for that?
Any what?
Any sort of like physio,
What's that?
like physiotherapy for it?
Oh, like icy and stuff?
Like any sort of like movements, because I had patellar tendonitis last year for like my leg, and I had to go to physio for that, like some sort of exercises they make you do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I do stuff on my own when I'm at the gym. Like I have these bands, and I use them to strengthen my calves and my shins. There's different movements that you can do with that, and that's basically what I do at the gym. To be honest with you, I just don't do enough of it.
Yeah.
It gets to a point where it's like fine. I can run on it. I can go on the bike. I can do what I'm doing. And it's one of those things where it's like you just don't want to get to it. It's almost like stretching. You know what I'm saying? Where you're at the gym, you do your cardio, your abs, your workout, and you just don't feel like doing the stretching.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, like That's why physical therapy, people pay for it, because it's not because of the things that you're doing. It's the fact that you're forced to do them when you get there,
Exactly.
you know? So yeah, extreme ownership, right? It's completely my fault that it's the way it is. Right from the beginning, I kept working at it, and I was training on a broken leg. I was sparring people with a broken leg.
Damn.
Didn't even know it. Hoping we hold this resistance right over here and then just continue down.
Technically, we could have taken a second entry, right? Like after that 30-minute close below.
30-minute close. Right over here?
Yeah.
You could have, but where's your stop loss going to be? What I wanted was, a close below this area over here, and maybe a retest, and then candles closing in our direction, and then we get a clear stop loss that we could put closer down here and take this down.
Okay.
There we go. So it's 8 o'clock. Should get further bearish movement and a nice move. So if you get a bearish candle closing right over here on the 15-minute, below this area, maybe closing in here, nice strong candle, you could put your stop loss up here and take this down potentially.
Mhm.
So no, Gafoor got this, David got this. Carlos, did you get this? I know you said you'd be right back. I don't know if you're back yet. Justin came in a little later. Gary, I know, got this. And then Chris. Chris, did you get this? I think you came in a little bit later. Okay. All good, brother. Oh, man. A nice strong bearish close on the 5-minute. We should potentially get a further drop over here. We need a close exiting this consolidation. We're just grabbing orders to continue down, I believe. Take another screenshot. Dude, look how many screenshots I have. Let's go New York volume. I think we're going to get very similar movement, like what we have with this candle right here and this candle right here. I think we could get something similar right here. Nice. Bearish move. I just need that volume. Kind of stuck in this order block right here. So we just need to exit that area and get something similar to these candles. History repeats itself. Justin, you a hockey guy?
Yeah, I am. I've been watching it more and more. So yeah, I guess I am.
I wish I was into it more.
Yeah, it was. I used to be into NBA a lot, and then I don't know. I just kind of stopped following it a lot, and then I started doing more and more hockey. So, and plus with Colorado being really good this year, and coming from Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh's always kind of football town first, hockey town second kind of deal.
Yep.
So I kind of, a lot of my friends followed it forever. I just started recently picking it up. So it's kind of easy for me to follow it because a lot of people that I know follow it really closely.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Good shit. Yeah, I wish I was into it more. I'm just not. I don't know.
No, I'm with you. Because I grew up with Michael Jordan and the Cleveland Cavs and all that stuff. So it's naturally just NBA. But recently, I found myself just being pulled more towards hockey than NBA.
What did the Cavs have? They didn't have Drexler, did they?
No, that was Portland.
I know Portland had him, but I didn't know if Drexler went over there. Who did the Cavs have?
They had Mark Price, Craig Elo, Brad Doherty.
Okay.
Those were kind of them. I'm not sure, or I actually don't remember who Jordan hit the shot over. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about
Yeah.
with him drifting to the right in the air and hitting
Yep.
the game winner. But
Been a lot of commercials.
yeah,
Damn, who did the Cavs have? Because I remember playing 2K. 2K was like the best sports game. And they have these decade teams. And the Cavs had someone. I can't think of who it was, though. The 80s were an interesting time for basketball. 90s were even better.
yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. I feel like the NBA kind of has went downhill because it was, with they don't allow the physical play that they once did, and it's I don't know, it's for me. I just think the NBA kind of lost something when they went towards kind of not as much contact. And, you had true rivalries, but now you have players that want to. You have the superstars that want to become good, but they just recruit other superstars to come, and then they're awesome overnight. Whereas the Bulls, it took them 5 years to really get good.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing. I think it's just a different mentality. There's nothing really the league can do about it. But
Yeah,
it's just
instead of having those rivalries where players like really just don't like each other on the court, it's everyone's friends now. So everyone's just it's a new age of social media and everything too. Of everyone talking and being like, yo, we could team up here, we could team up there. I saw a funny meme about the Nets saying like, Harden couldn't do it alone. Blake Griffin didn't do it alone. All these actually, let me just bring it up. Let's see, archive.
Yeah, I agree with the new age basketball.
Oh, what was that?
I agree. Like the NBA is just soft now.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah, completely. That's a good word.
Harden quit on Houston. Durant quit on OKC. Irving quit on Boston. Griffin quit on Detroit. None of them can be the man, so they teamed up.
Right. And and that's what LeBron does in every offseason. I mean, he recruits other players to come to whatever team he's playing at to make his team better. You know, and it's not like, because when the Bulls got Rodman, they had to trade San Antonio for him, and but
Oh yeah, that's right. He had that pit stop in San Antonio because he came from the Pistons.
Yep. He went to the Pistons, and then he had the issue with the handgun in the car. Like he was drunk in the car with a handgun in his lap or something. Everybody was worried.
You're a little muffled.
Okay.
There we go. That's better.
Okay. But if you remember in Detroit, Rodman found the handgun in his lap. He was drunk, and everybody couldn't find him. And he was at the Pistons facility, and then
Yeah, he went AWOL.
Yeah, and between him and the coach, they decided that it was best for him to maybe change the scenery. So they traded him to San Antonio, and San Antonio, um, it wasn't working out there. And so then the Bulls were really interested in him because they needed a big time rebounder and defender, and Rodman fit that mold perfectly.
Yep. Yeah, man, he embraced his role too, which is probably the most important thing you could do. Just understand what you're good at, and you do that. That's it.
Right. No, that's a great point.
Yeah, he knew he was just a rebounder and defensive player, and he didn't even want the ball. He took the ball and gave it to Jordan, got the fuck out of the way. It's like everyone else, besides Pippen.
Right.
Pippen was a beast. So I just secured another percentage once we reach this support right down here. You just close 50 every time you reach a new support. Like right over here, we dropped to 10 pips, close 50, consolidated a little bit, grabbed orders, and then once we got some more volume around 8:15, we came all the way right back down to this support right over here. So you close another 50. But it's completely up to you guys when it comes to risk management. So there's no really right or wrong way to do it. It's all subjective.
Hey Justin, if you don't mind me asking, what time do you wake up for the webinars over there in Colorado?
So this is gonna sound crazy to a lot of you guys, but I've been waking up and trading London, and I have to get up for that at 2 a.m.
Nice.
So I've been trying to go to bed around 10, and then I get up at 2, and I don't think, but I think I'm gonna change it because with me just getting a job, it's important that I have success at the job. I mean, ideally, I'd love to just full-time trade, but the fact is that the volume that I trade with just isn't big enough yet, unfortunately. But if I'm just getting up for to get up and to join this, it's about 4:30, and I know that everybody says you need to have 8 hours and whatever, but I I'm a I'm a big I truly believe that you can kind of train yourself to have 6 or 7 hours and still be effective. So that's kind of where I'm coming from on that.
Okay, nice. Yeah, man. I was just asking, because I'm going to Colorado in 2 weeks. So, and I'm planning to bring my laptop with me to stay up to date with the webinars.
Oh, cool. Oh, good for you. Are you going for vacation? Are you going for work or what?
Yeah, I'm just going to see a friend.
Oh, wow, good for you. It's gonna take a lot of drive to do that just because but if you think about it, your body will still be adjusting to the same time. Like my mom lives out east, and when I go out east, waking up at 4:30 is like waking up 6:30. So your body doesn't really notice that big of a difference. It's just like a number. It's just like a number change, you know?
Right.
So maybe it might not be that big of an impact for you.
Sure, man. Thank you. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna stay up to date while I'm up there.
Yeah. Where in Colorado are you going?
I'm gonna be staying in, around Aurora, or is it Aurora and is it Glenwood or Inglewood? Glenwood?
Inglewood,
Yeah. Oh,
Glenwood.
wait, no, Lakewood. I'm sorry,
Oh,
Lake.
yeah, Lakewood. Yeah, that's pretty close. That's all within the Denver metro area. Yeah, no. Um, oh, that's great. Where you coming from? Where do you live now?
New Orleans.
Oh, okay, cool. Is it warm? How warm is it in New Orleans right now?
Oh man, it's really humid, and we have a tropical storm coming through this weekend.
You're in New
Oh, okay.
Orleans?
Yeah, New Orleans.
Why did I forget that? What's it called? I'm thinking about doing my bachelor party down there.
Oh man, yeah,
Good spot.
that would be a party.
Yeah, we're thinking either Miami or New Orleans.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. New Orleans it's just a party city, man. Like it's just nonstop. Alcohol is served 24/7, and
Crazy.
yeah, they don't know how to close in the city.
There's we were down in Key West, like I said, and there's this street called Duval Street, and it's very much like Bourbon Street, from what I've heard at least. And you know, there was a guy at the wedding that, you know, went on a bachelor party to New Orleans and basically talked me into doing it instead of Miami. So we'll see. But what I
Yeah,
was looking at over here is we could be holding the support, consolidating in here, retest this area over here, because if you take a look, we're kind of in a channel over here. So we could bounce off this area and then come right back up over here and then continue right back down. We lost gold. Woo! This was a 1 minute entry, maybe. Damn. See you later. That's all right.
US 30's
Got
tanking
in, bro.
too.
US 30's on its way up.
No, US 30's on its way down. It's 33 500-ish right now, and when I woke up this morning, it was like 33 900.
Wow.
So it's yeah. I wonder if this is kind of the beginning of it really going down, because it's down pre-market 300 points. It's still going.
David, you catch this?
Yeah, because I put an alarm. If you see there, I put an alarm, and on my other computer, I was trying to say gold, but it fucking froze. So that's why I joined in this computer.
Wait, would you put in a lot?
No, alarm.
Oh, alarm. Oh, you put an
Yeah.
alarm right there. Okay.
Yeah, and then I was trying to say it, but my other computer was just freezing. So I got in here.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, bro, it's fucking crazy. That is crazy.
Good shit.
GU already smashed my TP.
Looks like GJ is continuing down too.
Yeah, GJ, it looks good. But All right, but I'm literally going to work right now. I'm late because of fucking gold. I was waiting for it too. I was waiting for it.
There you go.
All right, bro. See you guys. Have a nice weekend.
You too, man. I'll see you soon, all right?
All right.
See you on
Bro.
Sunday?
Yes, sir.
Sounds good.
All right, bro.
Yeah, this is a beautiful move on GJ that we got today. That's what you look for every time. It's closing another half. Anybody re-enter right here? This is that setup we always look for. I was pointing this out this morning on gold, pointing it out on GJ as well. This is what you look for. Only thing is you do have the support and resistance over here. It's tough to take. Let's see. It's only a 6 pip drop. Let's see. I went undefeated this week. Nice little coming back party from Key West. It's always a good feeling, not losing.
Yeah, this week was a good week for me too. It was. Yeah, I was.
Awesome.
It sounds like a lot of us had good weeks.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Everything's starting to click. You know, I know the week before I left was a really good week as well. It's just all about taking smart trades. That's it. Staying positive. That's another thing I was going over with James yesterday on our Zoom, and then also Tiger. You know, as long as you stay optimistic, you guys have seen me take plenty of losing trades on here. Have you ever seen me get negative at all about anything? Like, you ever see me get pessimistic or, down about anything or down about my trading? No, it's just you take the loss, you learn from it, and you move on. But the second that pessimistic mindset starts to creep in, it's the second you're done. Or you lose momentum and you got to regain that momentum, and that's a pain in the ass to do too. Thanks, boys. So let's see. Short GJ. Even though I was undefeated, there's a bunch of moves that I did miss. We had a nice volume week this week. A lot of fundamentals going on. I did grab parts of the gold move, but could have grabbed more. That's the greed creeping in right now, but could have definitely gotten more pips. Missed out on 300 pips on gold. I grabbed 50, but missed out on 300. Missed out on another 100 on GJ. But these are the things you guys got to do. Missed out on 145 on GJ over here. So, there's a couple of trades I didn't draw. Yeah. But that's the thing. Let's review this week. Today, when this session is done, go back into, if you guys have the rewind tool on TradingView, and backtest the whole week again and see how you would have entered. That's how you get better. You build confidence for the next week, and you compound that momentum into next week. Let's go, GJ. You deserve another siren. Good job, boys. 36 pips.
Hey guys, I gotta go to work.
All right, brother. Did you? Oh, you walked away when I was asking, but did you catch any of these?
Oh yeah, bro. Like I had entered like some like a penny slot. I entered at 153 058.
Perfect. Right up by us. A little bit earlier than I did.
Yeah, and I just took profit after 10 pips.
Good job, bro.
Since it was just like penny slots. So and I'm gonna journal it once I get off work, and I'm gonna add it to my Trello.
Beautiful. Added to the team Trello as well. We didn't do too much of the team Trello this week, but we will next week. Just because like I honestly I cannot believe it's Friday already. I cannot believe it's Friday. My week started on Wednesday, unfortunately. So I haven't been as into everything and getting everything up to date and all that stuff. Plus, I hurt my leg, so I haven't been able to do my deck of cards and stuff. But we'll be back full go next week with the team journal, so that we can review some of our trades together on the live streams, and then obviously working out and everything, accountability stuff like that. We'll be all back up and ready next week. So Sunday. Also, guys, get ready. We're going to have the market breakdown as well. I know it's Father's Day. I get it. Justin, happy Father's Day. Chris, happy Father's Day. Gary, happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
Oh, happy Father's Day, gentlemen.
In here. That's about it for now. But if you guys can't make it, fully understand. But what's better to start your Father's Day week with a nice little breakdown of the market so we could catch some money moving into next week. So let's.
Well, I'm gonna see y'all Sunday.
Yes, sir. 1:15 Eastern Standard Time. So I believe that's 12:15 for you.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Have a good weekend.
Awesome, Carlos. I'll see you soon. All right. See you
All right.
Sunday.
All right, peace.
See you, Carlos.
All right, peace out.
All right. Let's see. Time to journal a little bit. Short GJ plus pip gain 6:18:21. What time we take this at? 7:15. Friday. Damn, gold left without us. It's good to finally be catching some trades on GJ. I've been staying out of GJ for the past couple of weeks just because it's been a mess. Most of my trades have all been on gold. 1 hour. So, chat.
Something that I still struggle with is securing profits too early and not letting things run and just moving my stop loss, because like I had and I'm working on kind of alternate strategies kind of as well, and I had GJ, and I got 25 pips with it at like, my entry was 155.06, and then I took profits like around 154.80, but this was a couple days ago, and now I woke up to see it's like 152 something, and I was like, oh man. And the thing that, because I get so I haven't been a profitable trader for so long that it wasn't that it's just like a natural thing. Like once it's in profit, I get real fidgety about securing and all that kind of a thing. So it's right now.
Yeah, listen, we've all been there, right? And some of us are still there. Let's say in the group. So, you need to just embrace that, and the fact that you're securing a little bit early, but guess what? You're not losing, right? So all you gotta do is just see it enough. You need to train your eyes a little bit more for you to understand that price is going to be moving, depending on the time, depending on the session, depending on the pair. It's going to move a little bit more, but at least you're not losing. At least you're not taking losses and not managing risk. You're on the better side of that, where you're just securing a little bit earlier. That's fine. But the more and more you see it, the more you'll be able to, let's say, secure a little bit less. So instead of securing 80 or 90%, you're now securing 50%, right? And then I think you secure like 20%, right?
Yeah.
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 So you have a different risk management strategy where, again, everyone is different, but you secure on the way down. And honestly, you trading US 30 in the 1 minute, that's pretty smart what you're doing. So when it comes to managing risk and cutting your winners a little bit earlier than you normally would, because you're taking profit. Nobody loses money taking profit.
Oh, that's a great point.
So 15-minute. So just embrace that and understand that you're going to be catching these big moves. You're going to be trusting yourself a little bit more down the road.
Right. Well, because the thing that I have to keep reminding myself is that I almost, I made 23% this week, and I'm like, that's a really, really good return.
That's huge.
So, the thing that I have to keep reminding myself, just because it was 23% and not 35% or 40% or whatever it could have been. It's, if you were to make 23% every week, you'd be a millionaire inside of 3 months.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, I'm not expecting those kinds of results every week, but they're sure nice to have.
Just keep in mind, and unfortunately, you have to learn this lesson from someone in the group. But what's his face, James Murray? He's been doing great. Like he had a 50% month a few months back. But what you want to understand is that he got a little overconfident, and he had like a 23% week or something like that, and then all of a sudden he lost it all. He actually had the same exact percentage week that you just had. So just make sure that you're not getting that overconfidence. You're doing the same exact thing every single time, like a robot, sticking to your plan, and just keep doing it. Don't worry about the money right now. The money's going to come. Just keep getting more and more confident, seeing more and more setups that you can now add into your arsenal and move on that way. But just don't get overconfident. Don't overtrade. Be patient. Keep all these things written down where you're looking at this and saying, okay, I'm going to do this, 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 and this, and this.
Yeah, no, I actually noticed that creeping in, and I kind of squashed it.
Good.
Because I was like, oh, after I hit a couple big trades in a row, I'm like, oh, okay, what else can I catch? What else can I catch? And I'm like, no, because I've done that exact thing before, and that exact thing before has blown my account. And I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna look at it because right now I'm in an emotional state based on how much I made in terms of percentage.
Yep.
And I'm like, I just don't want to, fall victim to it again. I'm like, I was kind of talking to myself. I'm like, okay, Justin, you're done. You're done. You're done. You're done. You're just done. And until my kind of emotions or feelings or whatever you want to call them come back to your kind of stable, regular level. So I kind of squashed it. So I was also happy about that.
Well
but I didn't try to, because believe me, I've been there before. I've been there with James, and so I've kind of learned from it, or I'll hopefully learn from it.
Yeah, and you just got to ask yourself, all right, is this something that most people would do? And if it is, don't do it. That's it. Just keep asking yourself questions. Those bands like, what would Jesus do? It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like what would an average trader be doing right now? Well, you want to think like the banks, like the institutions. They're all out to get the little guy. So think the way they do, right? It's going to help.
Right. No, I'm with you.
50%. Oh, fuck. Got a lot of screenshots here. That's what you want. The more screenshots, the better. Five minutes. Sure. Eight pips. I know, man. We need you. You and the little ones. They're always trying to get in there. So far we got a 28 pip gain. Anybody journal their trades in the middle of the trade and get superstitious about putting the pip count when you still have a runner going? Maybe.
No, I don't do that, but I think I would. I think I'd definitely get superstitious on
Right?
something like that.
I'm trying to fight it. I'm trying not to have that superstition and get rid of this. The less trend lines, the better. Yeah, me too. That's what I normally do, but I'm trying to fight that. Superstitious thoughts are weakness. I don't know why I just said that so weirdly. Uh-oh. No journaling. Come on now, Gary. Treat it like a business, right? God, these calls. Gotta answer Nathan. This might be a good re-entry. If this candle flips bearish and passes the low over here, should be coming right back down to retest that low. I'm just in no rush to jump back in. Oh, let's take a look at the indices real quick. Look at the dollar. Yeah, this is exactly what we were talking about over here. And then all of a sudden we grabbed orders. These lower time frames over here. Right? And then we got that FOMC statement on the 16th. Dollar is coming up, which is good. I wanted to see. No. UK 100 broke the trend. It's been in this trend since since November of 2020, and we're now breaking it. Pretty significant on a technical level. Japanese.
Hey, Gary. When we were talking about the US 30, I'm curious if your a UK 100 couldn't do the 1 minute strategy as well, following the similar kind of market dynamics that you do it within an hour and a half from market open, and you just try to catch consistent minutes. I haven't looked at it, but I was just thinking something that might work better for your schedule than US 30 since you're in Britain.
He answered you in the chat.
I saw him. I saw him pop in the chat, so I kind of wanted to put that piece in there, just FYI. But in any case,
This is exactly what I was saying over here. We just flipped bearish, came all the way right down here. So let's see what we get. Take another screenshot. Gold's going to continue down. Do a little retest on the 5-minute. What the hell? What did we get? $15. Wow. Okay, so this came out. Fed's Bullard 2022 voter is one of the 7 sees liftoff in late 2022. Okay. I see high inflation of 2.5% to 3% through 2022 and supporting the rate hike. Okay, so that's probably what this move was. God. This guy goes a liar. So I would say that's about it. We had basically, what I wanted you guys to do. I'm going to post this right on YouTube, and you guys can go back and watch it. And it's a full breakdown on both pairs, fundamentally and technically, and why we took some of these trades that we were pointing at today, and why we were waiting for what we were waiting for on gold over here. Obviously, we didn't get it. The train left without us, so it's perfectly okay. You just study this move and look at how you could have caught it. But this was, I think, fundamentally, catapulted us down with Bullard saying that we were going to have that rate hike even this year. So that's probably what this is over here. But like I said, pay attention to YouTube. I'll send the link in the group, and we will reconvene on Sunday for the market breakdown. All right, boys.
All right, boys, take care.
All right, man. Have a great weekend. Get that work in, back test, study your fundamentals, and understand what's going on with your pairs. And come into next week fully prepared, taking smart trades, just like we did all this week. All right?
all right, we'll see you guys.
All right, boys. Have a great week.
You too. Thanks. See you. Bye.
Bye.